Imagine traveling thousands of miles across oceans and continents, leaving your home, your family, and your country, just to meet someone you admire deeply, someone who once walked the same paths you did, who spoke your language, who prayed in the same churches, and who never forgot where he came from. Now imagine that this person is not just anyone, but the Pope himself, Pope Leo XIV. This is exactly what happened when a group of young Peruvians journeyed to Rome for their jubilee. They thought they were going to meet the leader of the Catholic Church. What they didn't expect was to be greeted as family. Stay with us until the end of this video, because what happened in that meeting was more than just words. It was history, emotion, and identity coming together in one unforgettable moment. The meeting between Pope Leo XIV and the Peruvian youth was much more than a public event. It was deeply personal. Pope Leo XIV, before he became the leader of the Catholic Church, was once a missionary in Peru. He had lived among the people, shared meals with them, prayed with them, and walked their streets. So when he saw the young Peruvians standing before him in Rome, he didn't just see visitors, he saw his own people. From the very beginning of his speech, Pope Leo XIV showed warmth, kindness, and deep connection. He didn't speak to them like a distant figure on a throne. He spoke to them as someone who knew what it meant to be Peruvian. He told them to always carry the joy of being Christian with them. He reminded them of the great saints of Peru, like Saint Rose of Lima and Saint Martin de Porres, who showed their love for God through service and simplicity. He encouraged the youth to be missionaries not necessarily by going to faraway places, but by showing love and kindness wherever they are. He said that joy, humility, and faith are the most powerful messages anyone can give to the world. And these young Peruvians listened closely. You could see it in their eyes. They were not just hearing the Pope speak, they were hearing someone who had once sat in their classrooms, prayed in their chapels, and walked in their shoes. This moment was also about identity. Pope Leo XIV made it clear that even though he now wears white robes and lives in the Vatican, his heart is still close to the Peruvian people. He spoke about the land he had served, the faces he remembered, and the hope he still holds for the people of Peru. And when he spoke, he didn't speak in the distant language of high offices. He spoke in a language of family, memory, and shared faith. This left a deep mark on those young people. For them, it was a powerful reminder that greatness does not mean forgetting where you come from. Pope Leo XIV showed them that no matter how high you rise, you can still be close to the people who shaped your heart. And in that he became more than just a religious figure. He became a living example of what it means to stay humble and rooted. Let's talk about the message of mission. Pope Leo XIV told the youth to be people who bring light. He said that in today's world, many young people feel lost or unsure of their purpose, but faith gives direction. It gives you a reason to keep going even when life is hard. He encouraged them to live with a sense of mission, not just for themselves, but for others. He reminded them of the many people who suffer, the many families who go without food, and the children who live without peace. He said the world needs people who care, who act, and who believe, and he called on the Peruvian youth to be those people. This message hit home because it wasn't about politics or power. It was about love and action. He also told them something that made everyone in the room pause. Show the world your faith not with loud words, but with quiet love. These words carried great weight. In a world full of noise, Pope Leo XIV asked these young people to be different, to shine with kindness, to speak with hope, and to live in a way that others can see God through them. The meeting also had moments of joy and celebration. The Pope smiled, the youth sang, and there was music that reflected the spirit of Peru. But beneath the celebration there was something deeper, a sense that something sacred had just happened. Not because of the titles or the cameras, but because there was real connection between a pope and the youth of a country he still calls home. Let us also reflect on what this moment means for the wider church. In an age when many people feel disconnected from their leaders, this meeting showed a different path. It showed a leader who listens, who remembers, and who still walks with his people. Pope Leo XIV has become known for his simplicity, humility, and closeness to ordinary people. And this meeting with the Peruvian youth made that reputation even stronger. People watching from around the world saw something powerful, a group of young believers full of hope meeting a pope who saw them not as strangers but as his own. And that changed everything. It wasn't just a speech. It was a homecoming. It was a celebration of shared roots and faith that binds across oceans. Pope Leo XIV also reminded the youth to pray. He said that prayer is not just asking for things, it's opening your heart to God. He told them to pray for their families, their country, and even for the world. He said that every small prayer can become a light in someone's darkness. And most importantly, he asked them to pray for peace. As we reach the second half of this video, I want to invite you to reflect. How often do we forget where we come from? How often do we chase success and forget the people and values that shaped us? Pope Leo XIV's meeting with these young Peruvians is a reminder that faith, humility, and gratitude are what truly make a person great. He didn't come into that room trying to impress them. He came in with an open heart. And that's what made the difference. He showed them that being a leader is not about titles, it's about being close to people, listening to them, and reminding them of their worth in God's eyes. Now imagine the effect this had on those young people. Many of them will go back to Peru with new energy. Some will become priests, some teachers, some parents, some artists, but all of them will carry that moment in their hearts. The Pope didn't just bless them, he saw them. And that is something they will never forget. Let us also not forget the role of the Peruvian saints that Pope Leo mentioned. Saints like Martin de Porres and Rose of Lima lived lives of simplicity, service, and deep faith. They are examples of what it means to live for others. Pope Leo XIV told the youth to follow in their footsteps, not by doing great things, but by doing small things with great love. In a world where many young people feel pressure to be rich, famous, or successful, this was a different kind of message. It was about love, service, and faithfulness. It was about choosing peace over power, humility over pride, and joy over fear. As we near the end of this video, let us remember that this story is not just for Peruvians. It is for everyone. It is about the power of remembering where you come from, about staying close to the people who helped you grow, and about using your voice to lift others. Pope Leo XIV didn't forget Peru. And because of that, Peru will never forget him. So, wherever you are watching this video from, whether you are in South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, or beyond, know that this story speaks to you too. We all come from somewhere. We all carry memories, struggles, and dreams, and we all have the power to be a light for others. In the end, that is what Pope Leo XIV asked of those young Peruvians, not to change the world in one day, but to live each day with faith, with joy, and with love. And that is something all of us can do. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, stay with us for more. And remember, the greatest message is the one you live with your life. Pope Leo XIV looked at them not from above, but from beside them, like a father, a brother, a friend. His eyes lit up when he heard Peruvian Spanish. His smile widened when he saw their traditional dress, and his voice softened when he spoke about his time in Peru. He wasn't trying to impress them. He was remembering something that had become part of his soul. He told them that being Peruvian is not just about where you are born, but about what you carry in your heart. The faith, the family, the music, the colors, and most of all, the people. Pope Leo remembered the villages in the Andes, the warmth of the families who welcomed him during his missionary days, the smiles of children, even in the poorest corners. And he told the youth, never forget who you are. Your roots are not a burden, they are wings. The young people didn't just hear a speech. They felt a blessing. Many of them had never met a pope before, and certainly not one who could speak to them like this. He told them that sainthood is not far away. It's not just for people who lived long ago. It's for those who love deeply and serve with joy, he said. Look at your Peruvian Saint Rose of Lima, Saint Martin de Porres. They changed the world by loving people near them, Pope Leo reminded them that the church is alive in their country, and that the world needs young Peruvians who are not afraid to believe, not afraid to act. He encouraged them to be missionaries, not by traveling far, but by living their faith every day in their homes, schools, and streets. He said, "The joy you carry is a message in itself. Let people see the light in your face. Let them ask, what makes you so peaceful? And then speak of Christ." Some of the youth started to cry. It wasn't sadness. It was a